Oh look, the new electric Renault for 2024, and it's not the 5. Instead,
this is the new Renault Scenic. Yes, it's no longer an MPV. Renault has turned it into a mid-sized crossover. We're driving it for the first time out in Spain, and we're also going to take a deep dive into the interior, look at some of the technology aboard, and check whether this thing can compete with the likes of the Tesla Model Y. I think it's got a really good chance, not least because it starts from under £38,000, which is way cheaper than that American car.
it also gets new and innovative fire prevention tech in a bid to hose down the conspiracy theories of EV naysayers and emphasize that batteries are doubly safe. But we'll explain exactly how later in this video.
Now, admittedly, the car we're looking at here is a high-spec Iconic, which means it's going to start over £40,000, but you do get a lot of car for your money. But first, we're going to take a look at the design because it really is worth highlighting some of the features on this new Scenic. Firstly, I think this front-end design here with these cool lights and this little pattern down here, it really highlights the technology of this car. The French absolutely love these exploding fake grills, don't they? Peugeot has their own take on it. Renault's is slightly less 3D, but no less standout. Neither is the badge in the middle. And then if you look around the side, this particular car has quite a flat-faced wheel design. They're pretty big actually. These are 20s. And you'll notice the charge port is here at the front. We'll talk about that a bit more in just a moment. And I love that the door handles fit flush into this car. Now, for aero, they're going to bode very well. And then if you come around to the rear, another thing to note as well is look how pushed out the wheels are into the car. It gives the car a real great stance because it's quite a long car actually, but it means you've got good space inside, or so they say. Big fan of the taillight design here as well. Really like this very futuristic look. Even the typeface for Scenic looks good. It's a very different type of looking car from the plucky MPVs of yesteryear. And then there's this feature here which pokes out. I assume it has some kind of aero influence. Perhaps it cleans up the air here, but really it just adds a bit of muscle. It's always a very good looking car.
Even the entry spec car will be handsome in Britain, as we skip Europe's base model and get just 3 trim options: Techno, a sporty looking Esprit Alpine, and our car's top of the range Iconic, which costs from £45,595, meaning the top spec Scenic is about equal to the base level Model Y. And yet, the all-electric Scenic comes with a Tesla-beating 385-mile claim range if you go for this big battery model with 87 kilowatt hours.
Now, inside the Scenic, I have to say, it's really nice, and I genuinely mean that. I've driven quite a few cars in this class now, and this is easily one of the nicest feeling places to sit when it comes to being up front, and actually, that does continue in the back. But first, let's focus up here, because the fit and finish is really good. Yes, there are some harder plastics up here, but everything feels really tightly put together, and it gets a bit softer down here where your elbows are going to be resting. I love this steering wheel design. It almost looks two-spoke, and it has buttons up here, and yes, they are proper buttons. Even though they're on a central rocker, they are proper buttons. And of course, you've got your multi-sense button down here, which changes your drive modes. But as a steering wheel design, I really like it. I've got a really clear view to all the dials here, and there's some really cool graphics there. But then I've also got a really nice commanding view of the road. And of course, as you can tell, all the tech is focused and pointed at you, the driver. So you feel very special behind the wheel. All the buttons down here as well are very useful. It means that I can shortcut my way to do climate control changes. So there's no fiddling with the infotainment system. Although if you are using this, it is pretty good. It's not the fastest. Look, there's a slight hesitation with loading there, but it's quick enough, nice and intuitive to use, and you've got Google Maps built in, Spotify as well if you prefer using that. And of course, you've also got Apple Carplay and Android Auto wirelessly, which is nice because you can put your phone down here and let it charge on this charger there. Ahead of me is this instrument cluster. Now, I do like the design of it, and when you're using the driver assistance features, including adaptive cruise control and also steering assist, firstly, they both work very well. The steering is nice and smooth. You can rest your hands quite lightly on the wheel while you're driving, but secondly, the adaptive cruise control is easy to adjust. It means you can just get in this car, not think too much. And also, another thing that improves the driving experience is the fact that the paddles here adjust the regenerative technology. So not only does it have a very effective regen system, but it also allows you to adjust it. That's not true for a lot of cars. Honda e:Ny1, we're looking at you. Why wouldn't they just let you turn up the regen in normal mode? Elsewhere, the fit and finish, as I said, is really good. I like the way they've integrated the vents and then sort of dressed them up so it looks like they're continuous. They're not. You've got 2 separate vents here. And the glove box in this left-hand drive car is not too shabby at all, actually. It's okay. No, definitely not the biggest, but it's not too bad. Remains to be seen how that translates in the right-hand drive car. But you're not short of storage space otherwise. If I look down here, you'll spot There is carpet to the door pockets, and they are big, certainly big enough for a reusable bottle. Then we've also got a good amount of storage down here, as you can see. These are all removables. This is, of course, a permanent cup holder. And then if I lift up here, you'll spot we have a not a bad amount of storage space. Oh yeah, and when you lift this up, you will also spot that there are 2 USB-C ports down there. Seats look good as well. This is a high-spec car, they're very comfortable, and if you look up here, you'll spot that we have our sunroof control. Now, you might think, oh, it's a blind, but you'll hear, I'm pulling this, the ignition is on, and there's no blind moving, and that's because it uses that cool electro tech that everyone's using at the moment. As you'll spot, it does a really cool thing, like, look at that. That's really fun. Right, let's get in the back. With the seat set how I like it, I'm just under 6 foot, so that's fairly far back, and it's definitely as low as it will go. There's a really good amount of knee room, so I'll try and get the camera angle here. Now, I've got loads and loads of knee room. I have to admit, it's pretty snug for foot room if you're the sort who likes to tuck your toes up ahead of the seat there. But there's no central tunnel, as you'll spot as well, which means for middle passengers, there is loads and loads of foot space. Then you've got a couple of vents as well, plus 2 USB-C ports, so that's really important. If you don't have a middle seat passenger, you can fold down this, and the whole thing comes down, which is actually quite unique. You'll spot it takes the headrest down as well, and that means this is really, really big. Now, 2 cup holders up here, you might think, nah, it's all right, 2 cup holders, but watch this. This folds out of the way, push that back there, and then look what else you get. 2 more USB-C ports. That's very impressive. So if you've got driver charging their phone on the wireless pad, then you've got 2 more in there, an extra 2 down there, and then you've got an extra 2 here. So this is a device-friendly car, and you can also fold this out here, and you can put electronic devices in there. Same goes to that one, and it can be in 2 different directions as well. So it's all the way around, actually. That's pretty cool. I've not seen that in a car before. And for those of you who love handles, you get them in the back all the way around.
Oh yeah, and the middle seat can also become a proper ski hatch to the boot, while if it's babies you're carrying in the back, could these ISOFIX bar access points be any easier to reach? I don't think so.
As for the boot, on this top spec car, we've got an automatic electric tailgate, and it is a pretty generous sized area. As I said, this folds down in 3 parts, so that's going to be really useful and really practical. You've got a lot of space pushing back here, a lot of usable room, hooks here for any bags, for example. And if I remove these bags out of the way, you'll spot, actually, and this isn't guaranteed in EVs, you've got a nice bit of underfloor storage here. Now that helps to sort up your charge cables, very usable. And I have to say, this boot floor, I mean, it's very deep, so you may struggle. If you've got a dog, they might be a little bit intimidated by the fact that they have to jump quite far over and then into the boot. Isn't that right, Rocky? But, I mean, in terms of space, that is a pretty good sized back.
That usable interior space is helped by the Scenic's dimensions and long wheelbase, making the car a tiny bit longer, but no wider than the old Scenic MPV, as well as comfortably more compact on the road than the beefy Tesla Model Y. And on the subject of spacious cars, there are of course plenty on Cinch, as well as lots more compact models and everything in between.
Now, while on paper, the Scenic doesn't seem like the quickest of EVs. Once you're rolling, the performance is more than adequate. In fact, rolling acceleration is pretty good, and because you can adjust the regen, it means that this EV is actually very easy to drive.
The punchy Scenic can crack 62 miles per hour in as little as 7.9 seconds, or tow up to 1.1 tons of brake trailer. It's comfortable too, riding well over bumps and speed humps and cornering nice and flat, although we have to say wind noise is a tad loud on the motorway thanks to those chunky door mirrors. At least the Harman Kardon sound system is great. If you need a break, handily, both battery variants are capable of sub 30-minute charge times with 130 and 150 kilowatt rapid charge plugs respectively. Home chargers will be happy to hear that the Scenic gets 22 kilowatt AC compatibility as standard, so you can fill up its battery while you sleep.
As for visibility in reverse, firstly, look at this stalk down here. This is Renault 5-esque, although it doesn't look like you've got the changeable lipstick end here. No complaints from me on that. And as you can see, the reverse camera's pretty good. It's quite high definition, and as I turn the wheel, you can see the camera actually rotates, and it even gives you your trajectory lines on this above view illustrated here. So that's quite handy, actually. It gives you good visibility, but check this out. Now, not only do we have this 3D view, which is of course not unique to Renault, there are plenty of brands doing this now, but what I love is the attention to detail. It also helps with the visibility. So if I put it back into the conventional view, if I look around, I've got good view in the mirror here, visibility is good, and then this is definitely high definition enough that I shouldn't drive off the edge of the mountain.
If I did somehow find myself accidentally travelling vertically down the Spanish countryside, at least Renault's genius battery safety tech will make me much safer. You see, In a bid to make those who've unfortunately fallen for the EV scaremongering on the internet, Renault has fitted its Scenic's batteries with a fire hose hatch, meaning in the exceptionally unlikely case there's an internal fire, a firefighter could fill the battery with water and put it out in minutes rather than hours. Happy now, internet?
But if you're still not sold on electric, well, there's still plenty of alternatives out there powered by more conventional stuff. Check out these recommendations up here.